Hi there, this is John Woodby here from IPGCE.com, and I will take you through the application process for the University of Derby IPGCE program. This is a step-by-step guide and has been made to help your application for the IPGCE at Derby University as easy as possible. So if you follow these steps, it should be a pretty straightforward and easy process, which shouldn't take more than 35 to 40 minutes. So open the email that you have received from the University of Derby and the IPGCE.com. If you haven't got one of those, then follow the link by scanning to register by using this QR code below. Once you've clicked on that first register button, you'll be faced with a very simple drop-down menu. Click on the September 22, July to 23 option, and once you've clicked on that, you can move to the next section. Then select the International Postgraduate Certificate in Education pathway. This should be the one that comes up. If it doesn't come up, then you might have to restart the application. Once you've done that, you need to choose which start date you want to begin with. So if you're starting in September 22, click on that one. If it's January 23, click on that one. And then finally, if it's May 23, click on that one. If for any reason you have selected, for example, September 22, and you go through the application process and get accepted, if you then wish to then start in January 23, it's a very easy process to send an email to Derby, and then they will reassign you to a different date. If you haven't created your own account already, if you haven't worked with the University of Derby in the past, you will have to create your own account. Again, this is pretty straightforward. Just make sure that you have all the emails, your name, last name, and password all correctly inputted, and make sure you don't forget what your password is, because that's really important in the future. Once you've completed that information, you will then be pushed on to the actual application itself. So you can fill in a few more details about yourself, and this really is a pretty straightforward step-by-step process. It'll take you through to what you need to do. Next part is the first section, which is just general information. If you, for example, have a middle name or first to put in there, you will need to put that in. Just need to confirm your date of birth, nationality, your country of residence. So that's where you're currently living, the permanent residency, ethnicity and things like that. You can fill those in by yourself. But don't worry too much about the country of residence. That does not change your fee status. The fee status is exactly the same all across the world. Once you've done that, filled in that information, you've put in your home address. You can put in your mailing address if you wish to, but don't, again, worry too much about that at this point. Really important at this point, have you previously studied in the UK? Yes or no? Is your application linked to a recruiter? Yes, you are. So that's who we are, and this is how we will generate our income to actually provide this service. So please put in the recruiter ID in this box here. And then, do you have any disabilities or learning disabilities? Put them in if you do have them. And do you have any recognition of prior learning? So again, if you've done any education related degrees or any courses that are at a university undergraduate or postgraduate level, then definitely put in yes. And then there is a whole process for putting in the RPL. You can also then put in your passport or photo ID. Make sure you upload that. It doesn't have to be a scanned copy. It could just be a simple picture, but just make sure it's nice and clear, and then upload it there. Once you've uploaded a scan of your passport ID to the university, click Save and Continue, and then it'll appear as the file according to the name of the file that you've uploaded. Make sure that comes up, and then simply press save and continue. This part here is a little bit more tricky. This is the add your qualification section. This is for people to add qualifications either from the UK or from non-UK universities. Adding the non-UK degrees is a little bit more tricky than adding UK degrees, because they might not necessarily be on the drop-down menu, but I will show you what you have to do there. Is English your first language? Again, you can put it in there as yes, and also if it's not, then you will then need to provide additional information to say that you will have the English level to partake in the course. So again, add the qualifications here. If it's not in the qualifications drop down, don't worry about it too much. There are some qualifications, especially in different countries, that aren't listed here. There's no way that they could list all of the qualifications. If they are not listed here, then simply what we ask you to do is to put in other. So I will give you the outline of how to do that there now. So you just add the qualification in, the exam dates, percentage or grade, and the subjects, and then just put save. And then you just add each one of them one by one as you go along. If, for any example, you've got the drop down doesn't have your particular qualification added into the drop down list, you type in other, and if it's the UK other qualifications, you will just type in other and then click on UK qualifications. If, for example, it's other and then overseas qualification, you click on that one, and then you put in the grade, the percentage, the qualification type, and then the awarding date. Just add them in one by one. You can't add in too many. You can just add in what you've got. If you think it's relevant and you think you want to put it in, just shot it in. There's no harm in adding too many things into this section. Upload any. The next section then is your supporting information. So upload your personal statement about yourself and why you'd like to study IPGCE. We've given you an outline and a template on how to do that, and also upload a professional reference or a recommendation letter and your CV. So that recommendation letter is really important. It needs to have certain words and certain sentences within that letter to make sure that you are able to join the course. And then once all of those bits of information are uploaded, work experience, references, things like that, once you've got all of that information uploaded, then you are ready to go. So before submitting the documents and information, review the last screen very carefully. If you've missed anything, don't worry too much. You can go back now, but if you do submit, what happens is that your application is then locked. But if you have missed anything after you've submitted all the documents to finish your application, just let us know and we will add those bits of information for you. Your application is locked, as I said, once you've submitted, and you can't then edit it. But again, just if you've missed anything, you can send me an email. You can also add me on WeChat and send me the documents there. So thank you very much. If you need anything more, just scan this QR code, add me on WeChat, and if you have any problems, we can communicate there. Thanks very much, and good luck with your application.